Good morning, Lily. It's August and we're heading into Women's Month this month. You've been involved in the mining industry for more than a decade as a legal authority. I think in my, out of my own experience, it's still quite a male-dominated industry. Maybe you can tell us about your experience and go back from when you started until today. Over the last 10 years, has it changed at all, and what have you found? Are there still things that need to change?
Leon, so great to chat to you again. Listen, I've been in the mining space for 20 years now, not just the last decade. And yes, I have seen a lot. So right from the very beginning, when there really was a bit of an issue around how many women were involved at the time, it was quite clear that there were very few women at board seat level, in leadership positions, back then. But things definitely, in my view, have progressed. Yes, not to the extent that we would all have liked, but there definitely has been progress. We have seen more female CEOs in the mining space, more leadership positions, more board seats, etc., set aside for women. So whilst there has been progress, and it has been noticeable, I do still agree with you that it is incredibly male-dominated. And we have a long journey to go still. So let's hope that there is some further progress going forward.
Okay, Lily, mining companies are legally required to meet gender targets under the mining charter. You advise on compliance. Do you see companies treating gender compliance the way they treat other tick box exercises? What are the consequences when they do? And maybe mentioning a positive story that you know of.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Leon, basically, mining charter is the general tick box. That is the basis, in my view. It's like the total base level for compliance with regards to a number of women in various seats and at various levels. There's still quite a number of companies that only comply with mining charter requirements and from a tick box perspective. But those that actually succeed, and those where there is real movement, and you can see that there's proper leadership and diverse different decision-making approaches, in my view, are those that have actually entrenched women and women, various skills and diversity within their organizations. They are building upon the different types of approaches that women take to scenarios and solutions as opposed to men. You know, they are different. Not one is better than the other, they're different. And if you put the two together, that's when the most positive leadership and change and movement happens. So there definitely are a number of those companies that are doing it more than just a tick box. But Leon, this is a mindset shift, in my view.
Yeah. And do you think female professionals in technical fields have their expertise questioned more frequently than their male counterparts? Does it still happen, or have you seen a shift, especially in the mining industry?
No, unfortunately, that's a question that I have to answer that I haven't really seen a shift. There definitely is a lot more kind of scrutiny of those people in the technical space, particularly women in, for example, mining engineering positions or legal even, and it is definitely one where it's more subtle these days. It's not as opaque as what it used to be, where women would basically, I remember probably about 18 years ago where I was given the tea order I was the lawyer in the room and I was given the tea order at a meeting. Nowadays it's a little bit more subtle. So nowadays it's more, from a technical perspective, people will look for a second opinion from a man. So if I give an opinion, there's often a second opinion asked from a man. Or when a question is asked, it's usually pointed directly at the man in the room, as opposed to me, the expert. So I do believe that there's a lot more scrutiny. There are a lot more women in these positions, and I think that if they find themselves in the right environment, in the right culture, and if they're given the right platform, I guess such as a law firm such as NSDV, where we are majority women here, and they're given that ability to be able to shine, to show their expertise, to show their knowledge, I'm hoping that that kind of scrutiny will change.
Okay, is there anything else or any advice that you would give to women who wants to become involved in the mining industry today? What would you say to them, and what can they expect?
Yeah, so I would say be authentic. Don't try and change yourself to be able to fit into a certain mold. Be yourself in order to be successful. Stand up and stand out, because things these days should be based on merit. Approaches and knowledge and the way in which we deal with things in the mining space should be based on merit. So as I say to my daughter, who is only 10 but is growing up, believe in yourselves.
Okay, Lili, just the last question. How can men help to make women more prominent in the mining industry?
Now that is a great question, Leon.
Yes.
And I believe men should be able to create a more enabling environment for women in the industry. Men should be more supportive of women, more cognizant of their role and their expertise. And for example, or the example I gave of the boardroom, you know, understand that women are there and encourage others to be able to focus on their expertise and bring them to the fore when we are discussing the specific areas of expertise, and understand and listen to their views, because us women actually have a very different approach to doing things in the industry, and one that I do believe would be beneficial if we were heard.